Well, it might be April 1st, but this is no April Fool's joke. You've got an updated 3-round 2018 NFL mock draft. That's exciting, isn't it? What a way to kickstart April right in the balls. Easter Schmeaster. Let's talk about some NFL draft and some footballs. That's what we want to talk about. So you can check out the mock draft, all 3 rounds of it, in the description box down below. And this version includes trades all throughout round 1 and even a couple of them in round 2. And if you look at the trade section and you're confused by, you see the pick, but what's the number in parentheses next to it? That is using the old NFL draft pick value chart to give you an idea of why a scenario like that might be realistic from a pick standpoint. Because I'll see plenty of times where people throw out scenarios and how much it would take, and I guess it depends on your perspective in terms of moving up or moving down. And some of them I just see are unrealistic. Either people are saying way too much or way too little. Like, hey, we're going to move up from 11 to 5 and only have to give up a 3rd round pick. I've seen that, and that's ridiculous. Oh, we're going to have to move up from 12 to 2, and it's going to take 3 future first rounders, and it's not going to take all that. So that's what those numbers in the parentheses are. As far as the draft, who knows when we get to the end of April if there are going to be a ton of trades, if there are going to be some trades, quite a few trades. We'll find out in a few weeks. I would expect there to be some type of activity somewhere, but in recent drafts we've expected a ton of flurry of activity and then it just doesn't materialize, and I think a lot of it will revolve around the quarterbacks and how much movement is made for guys like that. Still got quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3. It's Darnold 1. I've got the Bills trading up to 2 for Josh Allen. The Jets at 3 settling for Josh Rosen. Now there is a part of me that does wonder if the Browns actually prefer Josh Allen and are trying to pimp it in terms of the number 1 pick with the Giants, trying to entice them to move up from 2 to 1. So that way the Giants can get Sam Darnold and the Browns can let their nefarious master plan unfold and take Josh Allen after all. But in this case, sticking with them at number 1, they're taking Darnold. At that point in time, I could fully believe that the only quarterback the Giants would really want would be Darnold. At pick 2, I'm sorry. If your quarterback is not there, then you peel out of the pick. It is that simple. Now, some Giants fans might be giggly tits for Rosen and might view him as Eli Manning 2.0, and there are parts of that that aren't exactly false. I think it's crazy, but whatever. But if you're the Giants, and you got the Bills sitting there at 2, I'm sorry, the Bills didn't move up to 12 for the hell all of it. That would really make no damn sense. Unless they don't value one of the 3 biggest name quarterbacks in terms of Darnold, Allen, Rosen, and they prefer Mayfield or Lamar Jackson. Although based off of the way the draft is kind of playing out, unless the Bills were really fearful that the Cardinals would take Lamar Jackson at 15, is there not a chance, I don't think, that Mayfield lasts past 11 to Miami, if Miami even stayed there to take him, or if Mayfield even made it to that point. So, I'm sorry, I'm still of the camp that the Bills are trading up somewhere. Number 2 is the most logical spot. And for the Giants, yes, I get to talk about Saquon Barkley and Quenton Nelson, but those are 2 positions in this draft where it's pretty deep. You don't take those guys at number 2 when you can get close to similar talents a little bit later on, and you can get a shit ton of picks like I've got happening here. I mean, for the Giants to move back from 2 to 12 would require them also getting pick 22, the Bills' 2nd rounder, the Bills' 3rd rounder, and I think I put like a 2019 first rounder on there. Like, that's a realistic package to expect for that move back from 2 to 12, and at that standpoint, the Giants end up with Davenport. I mean, they traded away JPP. We'll see how it looks with them, kind of running this combo hybrid of a 3-4 and a 4-3. 22, they still get Derrius Guice. I look at it and I say, to me, it makes so much sense to the Giants. If they're not going to take a quarterback, they must trade back. As far as the Jets, I don't know if this is the quarterback that they want, but it's the quarterback that they got. Maybe if they have a grade that's similar on all 3 guys, then it doesn't matter, and I get that. But usually you would think you have 1 guy. Like, even if you have 3 guys that you say, I think can all be franchise guys, you still have a preference for one of them. And I wonder if they thought that Josh Allen would be there at pick 3, and that was the guy that they really, truly wanted. Because he would seem to fit the mold of what McCagnon might want in a quarterback, but we'll find out. Again, the Browns really benefit here by having Saquon Barkley fall into their laps at 4. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about, the Browns might have to take Barkley 1 and then hope they get their quarterback somewhere, whether it's trading up to 2 or hoping it falls to 4. But now, with the Jets trading up and the possibility of the Bills trading up, there's that possibility of, like in 99, you have quarterbacks go 1, 2, and 3. It just drops everybody down. And that's going to be one of the big stories, especially if what happens at number 5 happens, which is Baker Mayfield goes there. To the Broncos, to somebody else. In this case, I have the Dolphins trading up from 11 to 5 to get Baker Mayfield. If that happens, all types of crazy shit's going to happen in the next 8 to 10 picks. Because you've got big-name dudes that are dropping down the board. Absolute big-name dudes dropping down the board. It's crazy. And as a result, who knows what the hell is going to all shake out. I mean, you're going to sit there at pick 6 then, and the Colts have their choice between Bradley, Chubb, Quenton, Nelson. The Bucks, at number 7 could pick Derwin James, could pick Nelson or Chubb, whoever's there. The Bears at 8, who knows? If the Bucks and Colts both go defensive, then Quenton Nelson has fallen right into their lap. If not, where do they go from there? Is it a guy like Tremaine Edmunds? Is it a guy like Harold Landry? I wouldn't be surprised if Harold Landry goes in the top 14 picks. I wouldn't be surprised if he went in the top 10, and I really wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being Chicago's pick at 8. I really wouldn't. Denzel Ward going in the top 10 to me, again, makes a lot of sense. Just as you look at the whole way this whole draft plays out, you'll look down at 28, where the Steelers are picking. To me, if the Cardinals at 15 took a Courtland Sutton or Calvin Ridley or somebody at the wide receiver position, that would be the point in time right there at 28. The Steelers, you say, without a ton of massive needs, and maybe with the value at the safety position in rounds 2 and 3 in this draft, that they would be willing to trade back to get some additional picks, and then the Cardinals would go up and get their Lamar Jackson. Now, that said, would the Steelers peel out of 28 if a Rashaan Evans and or a Leighton Vander were still on the board? I don't know. I doubt that. I don't find that very likely, but it is possible, especially if the price is right. Like for the Cardinals, though, however they do it, they have to come out of this draft with a quarterback. And I would totally applaud them if they were able to trade back up into round 1, sacrifice day 2 of the draft, maybe even some of day 3 of the draft, in order to get Lamar Jackson. Because all the talk about wide receiver and all this other crap, the simple truth of the matter is this is an incredible player in terms of his upside, his potential, his arm strength. He's better as a pocket passer than he's given credit for. The way he can extend plays with his feet, the big-time throws he can make that not many guys in this draft class can make and not many guys in the NFL can frankly make. So if you're the Cardinals, if you came out of this with a guy you felt like could be a number 1 wide receiver and your potential future franchise quarterback, you feel pretty good about it. But again, you can look at the 3-round mock in the description box down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to be doing one of these a week as we get geared up and ready for the 2018 NFL Draft. So stay tuned.